I heard this analogy and I loved it because I always grew up planning on having at least 2 kids. And I was like, okay, maybe 2, maybe 3. And then I heard from somebody, they're like, I want to have a bunch of kids. And I was like, why would you want to have a bunch of kids? He's like, man, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. I'm like, why do you want so many? He's like,
this again?
You want me to say?
Yeah.
Meet Kevin said it. He's another finance YouTuber.
Okay.
And he was like, and I was like, why do you want to have so many kids? He's like, think about it this way, man. They're your best friends. Yeah. Why would you not want more best friends? Yeah. And I was like, well, that makes sense.
You don't have to give birth to your best friend. I have too many friends.
Families are great because you're bonded by something like, it's kind of like a marriage. It's like a marriage where you're existing with somebody and you're living with them and you're happy and everything. But as soon as you sign that contract, it's another level that you have to break through if you want to leave it. So you have to make it work.
Which I also think is a societal thing where so many people think that marriage is like so much easier to throw away or it doesn't mean as much. And you know, they're like, oh, I can get married. I'll just get divorced if it doesn't work, like whatever.
Oh, no.
And it's like
people can make it work. That's the thing. And they don't think that they do. I think people are way more compatible in general.
What about instances of cheating? Do you want to be with somebody who's cheating?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not somebody who's like, I don't believe
there's got to be a line there where it's like.
There absolutely does. But
but they don't want it to work out at all. The thing is, it has to be 2 people that both want it to work out.
Yeah.
And you can make it work out regardless of circumstances.
I think it's less about the ending of marriage and more about like as you're entering into marriage. And I see a lot of my friends and I see some of them that are, you know, a little more trivial with it. And then some that are, you know, I mean, they take it so seriously. And this is the end all be all. And even if you're, you know, already living with each other or something like that, still they say like things change. And, you know, you could become just like, oh, we're basically roommates, but you have to like actively work. And so that's something I see with at least like our generation of it being like, oh, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't, you know, we can just break up basically and get divorced. I'm like, oh.
That's crazy.
And as somebody who went through like a divorce, you know, as a child and that sort of thing, I'm like, that's not easy. It's not a quick fix. Like that thing took 5 freaking years. It's exhausting. But anyway, that was just my side about marriage too. But I think
it seem like it's a good thing to be like, I want to have friends, so I'm going to have kids. It's just like, it's not
friends, man.
But you got to do it for yourself.
Best friends, Graham. Best friends. Okay, have you ever had a best friend before?
Yes.
And what was that like?
Fantastic. I have many best friends.
And you can have more as long as you have kids. I think, look, you have kids, and not only that, but I feel like you're also contributing to the greater good, especially if you're,
how I feel.
But if you're a good parent. That seems selfish. That seems
like
you're bringing life into the world because you want a best friend.
No, dude. I think if you can raise kids and you can turn them into great citizens and they are productive, they help out people, they advocate for the community.
Yeah, but I feel like you have to have a kid with no expectation. Like you have to go in thinking, I'm going to do this, give it my best shot.
No. You go in, you have to be so intentional about having children. Like
I'm going in with the highest expectations.
But that's what I'm saying. But you can't go in with like they're gonna love me and they're gonna do this and do that. I feel like you can.
Well, I think that's different.
Yeah.
I think that like
how could they not love me?
Jack's fine. They're gonna love Jack.
I was gonna say I think that, you know, as somebody who like with my brother and that sort of thing, I've watched his relationship with my parents be so fractured over the years of, you know, with his, you know, drug abuse and like that sort of thing. I've also watched, you know, with my father, you know, the way that, you know, our relationship was, you know, totally destroyed at some point. And my mom and I have also gone through periods, you know, where we're closer, we're not closer, but especially with her, even in dealing with my brother, like, I feel like, I watch her as a parent, and no matter what happens, like, that love is unwavering. And her desire to force you, it's like, you look at parents and your job is to like get the kid to leave the nest, basically, to create, you know, this productive, fulfilled, independent, go out and do good things. And that is like constantly her goal. That's the reason why she was encouraging me to, you know, take this job, do this thing, move across the country, do all of this. With my brother, it was not just like, oh, honey, I just want you to be, it was like, I want you to be able to get better so that you can go out in the world and continue doing good things and living your life and being fulfilled. Like, her job is not to keep you, it is to bolster and continue working. And even with like there were times where my brother like hated my mom, hated the things that she was trying to get him to do. I don't want to take these meds. I can't believe you're kicking me out of the house. Like all of this stuff, unwavering. And even now, it's like he permanently lives in a psychiatric facility. He's no longer in like an assist or whatever. Like he is nonverbal. He will be there permanently. Even like fully on meds. Like it went so far. And he was like totally sober, was not abusing drugs, was med compliant, living with me in Idaho for a year, and it just snapped one day. And so he permanently lives there, and even still, like, she still holds out hope. Like, she would still drop anything and do everything, even though he has, like, in many ways, totally blown up some of the stuff that she offered. And that is the coolest thing to me. To be able to, like, from her perspective of, like, you get to experience a love like literally nothing else. And also, it's literally your job to mold these humans, to, like, send them out into the world to hopefully be good people. And also, like I said earlier, it's sort of like for the greater good, but also I think that having kids is hopeful. and saying like, I do think that there is like a world to be left for you. Like, I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that the world that I leave behind for you, like my legacy or whatever, is, you know, something that's good for you. And I do believe that you can change things and you can continue making change. It's incredibly hopeful. And that's when I look at our generation who's like, no, the world's doomed. I don't want to have kids because of that. It's like, oh my God, like, no wonder Gen Z is so freaking
Is that the
depressed.
general consensus, though? Because I feel like, again, we're just getting the extremes in either end.
It's a pretty popular opinion.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the reason
Yeah.
most of
Oh,
them.
bro,
me, it
this is
just
a
seems-
serious conversation to have if you're
Really?
dating at this age. Absolutely, yes.
I just think it's, you know, people are having kids later because there's more opportunity out there.
No,
there's more
it
to
might be
do.
for
It's like,
millennials, but for Gen Z, it's like,
Super common.
yeah.
really?
Oh, dude.
But then again,
it's crazy.
you
The
know
amount
what?
of conversations I'll have, and they'll be like it comes up, and they say, I don't want to have kids. Immediately,
You're done.
It just ends it.
But
Yeah.
don't you think that's also can be an opinion that changes over time?
It could be, but why would I risk it?
Yeah, that's a pretty hefty.
No, but
thing
I'm
to
just saying,
place
if you're talking to
bets
your
on.
buddies and you're just saying, "Do you want to have kids?" No, I'm, you know, and they're 19. I feel like that's a lot more common.
My
than
buddies, they
ask
want to
them-
have kids.
Ask them 10 years from now. The same people
All
who
my
said
friends, they
no.
wanna
How
have
many
kids.
who said no will have kids? Just change.
Well, I don't
their
really keep in
mind.
touch with the people that said.
Really? Do you just
No.
like just audio?
All my friends are. I like to think that they're reflections of me in some capacity, and yeah, they all want to have kids. In fact, one of them, he got married already. He's probably gonna have a kid soon. Yeah, same age. So
I mean, like on
Yeah.
the flip side, like my brother, the oldest brother, thought about, you know, wanted kids and then never, you know, really met anybody that he wanted to have kids with. And so he's just kind of been like resigned himself to not having kids. So I think it can change on the opposite end. But I think as somebody who like, you know, dates intentionally and like looks for a potential partner and that sort of thing, it's like, if you're even wavering on that right now, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's even like, I think it's like a value thing, like from the get-go. It's like, I'm so hopeful, I'm so excited about. If you are not like that on board with it, of like wanting this kind of life, and it's like, I know that I will probably want to homeschool my kids for at least part of my life, which means, or part of their life, which means that I, you know, will have to, you know, he or I will have to make a certain amount of money in order to, you know, give that opportunity. Or if I want to, you know, travel and live like a year abroad with them or whatever, like that's kind of, those are the kinds of things that I bring up. Because it's,
Yeah, I think I brought that up on the second date with Macy.
see?
Yeah,
good.
she asked if I wanted kids, and I said one day, not
Yeah.
right now. I want to do van life and do the iced coffee hour. But I was very adamant about one, and she's 2, so I'd be okay with 2.
That's good.
But I
Two's a
grew
good-
up really as like an only child, so for me, I loved just having like all the attention. I get everything.